Hello, Word family. Welcome back. This is the Word Woman, Johanna Alquini. Thank you for tuning in today. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Like and share this message with all your friends and loved ones. Thank you and God bless you. Today's topic is when God does not make sense. I'm looking at the story in 1 Kings chapter 17. God spoke to Elijah to speak against King Ahab, king of Israel at the time. He was such a wicked king and needed to see that the hand of God was mightier than whatever he was serving. And so, by the words of Elijah, Israel suffered famine. There was drought and there was lack. But here was this man of God who was living in that city at the time, in Israel at the time, and needed to feed and fend for himself. And so what did God do? God sent him to a stream. And over where he was, all alone, God sent ravens to feed him for the number of days he was there. And when the stream dried up, next move was, God told him, go to the city of Zarephath. City of Zarephath was a small city, yes, but God was specific. He was sending him to the house of a widow. That did not make sense. If it was a widow that the spouse had left millions for, or cattle and herds and all those properties for, then it would be said, oh, that makes sense. I'm going to Zarephath. There's a widow prepared to take care of me. But here was a widow who was poor and had a son she couldn't even fend for. She had only a little bitty oil and flour. And when Elijah met her, she was just gathering up sticks with her son and ready to make the last meal and die. That was her thought. But God had better plans. So if you are ever in a hopeless situation, know that the God of hope will always make a way for you. She had made up her mind. Then here comes this man whom she didn't even know that says, get me some water to drink. And she looked at him like, why would you even be telling me that? Not only that, he says, make me some food. And she says, sir, I don't have any food. I'm gathering the sticks with my son just to make the last meal that we have. I have a little flour and oil and die. And Elijah prophesied and said, God said, go ahead and make this meal for me and you will see what will happen next. It did not make any sense for her to do what God has said through the mouth of the prophet. But she obeyed anyway. That was a test of her faith. So sometimes you might be in a dilemma and there is one thing you are holding on to and you are being told, let it go, give it away. And you are saying, it doesn't make sense. I need to use this resource for this. And God says, just give it away and I will multiply that which you give away. It takes a whole lot of faith and trust in God to believe that will happen and actually act on those words. But here is this woman. She did act upon the word that was prophesied to her. And she made the last meal for Elijah the prophet. When it was time for her to eat, she didn't have any. And the man of God reminded her the prophecy. And when she went back to look at the jar of oil, it was filled. She went back to look at where she kept the flour. It was filled. God has provided. Philippians 4:19 says that my God will supply all of your needs according to his riches and glory, not according to the economy. God has not changed. He is still the same yesterday, today, and forever. Some things he might be telling you to do might just be a sacrifice on your part. It would not make sense now, but in the long run, you will see the hand of God. Even while Elijah was there, Another test came. She had done the bidding of the Lord. She was expecting to reap the reward, yes. Then her son even had to pass. And she's like, I thought you were a man of God. Why should I be encountering sorrow where I should be encountering blessing? It doesn't even make sense to keep you in my house. But God, who knows the end from the beginning, showed up and showed out. Elijah laid on this young boy and prayed over him. And God heard his prayers. And he was restored back to life and to his mother. The book of Psalms says, call upon me in the day of trouble, and I will answer you, and you will honor me. So, if you're hearing God say, do this, and you're looking at your present circumstance saying, God, it doesn't make sense to do this, just obey the voice of God. It might be a sacrifice today, but you will reap a bountiful harvest. Trust God. If you are in a hopeless situation, trust God. If you are saying, God, when will it happen? Trust Him. Make that sacrifice. Take that step of faith and see the hand of God manifest in your life like never before. I hope this has blessed you and encouraged you. So now, go and take that risk. God bless you. Shalom.